This contract basically allows FaZe at any point in 3 years to just take all my hard earnings and all my hard work and just strip it.
When we brought in new management, it became very evidently clear before any concerns were raised on Tfue's side that we didn't like this contract. And we knew how valuable a healthy relationship with Turner would be to us, so we immediately started making strides to come up with a new version to present to Tfue.
I never wanted to upset anybody. I never wanted to bring that stuff in. I never wanted to get anybody to get emotional because this isn't about that.
I'm throwing myself in front of the fire, like I'm throwing myself on top of the fire, and I know that I'm the last person that you meant to hurt by this, but you hurt me more than anybody else ever has ever in this whole internet thing.
Yes, I am chasing the cloud. I am chasing the, clickbait. We need to talk about this whole Tfue and FaZe and what the heck does this have to do with gaming? Well, this involves esports. Esports is a part of video games, and I am a video game podcast. I talk about everything in the virtual world, and this is a very big story. For those of you who don't know Tfue or Turner something, I just discovered him, is, from what I see from watching his stream last night, pretty much the best Fortnite player I've ever seen. Even better than Ninja. And last year, I believe he signed with FaZe Clan, which is the biggest esports team that I know. They've been around pretty much forever, starting out with like 360 no-scopes back in Modern Warfare 2, and then just grew from there. He signs with them. He does a year. He wins a lot of money in tournaments. He makes a lot of money from streaming. He makes a lot of money from brand deals. And then seemingly out of nowhere, he goes and files a lawsuit against FaZe. Why does he decide to, sue FaZe? Because of predatory contracts. In his contract, there's a lot of predatory talk in it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first heard this story, I was all about FaZe. I was on Team FaZe the entire time. I listened to Banks talk about it. I believed every single word he said because I knew FaZe Banks as a creator. Like, I've watched a lot of his videos. And I did not know who Tfue was. And all I kept hearing was, this contract sucks. Mind you, we didn't get a chance to see the contract yet. You got FaZe Banks talking about how they tried renegotiating the contract, how they said they didn't take, 80% out of his contract, which was a big thing. The big thing on the contract said that FaZe was allowed to take up to 80% of brand deals that they brought to Tfue. 80%. But yet, FaZe Banks claimed that FaZe only took a total of $60,000 from Tfue, and they did not ever take 80% of brand deals out. Okay, cool. Then the contract gets leaked. Then we see what the contract is, because FaZe put out partial of it, and the leaks came out. Now, this is all we were said. This is all we were told. That only $60,000 were taken out. That those monies only came from the brand deals. That they had no parts in the contract that said we would take out 50% or any kind of percentage from anything else that Tfue was making. Sticker prices, Twitch money, YouTube money, tournament winnings, anything like that. The leak comes out first. Oh, wait, one more thing. Banks even said that they offered Tfue two types of contracts. One saying that they would pay him $1 million a year. That was his salary. And supposedly he was only making $2,000 a month, as it was. And then there was another contract that said that FaZe would take 0% from anything. Anything. His Twitch money, his YouTube money, his tournament winnings, his stickers, nothing. They would take nothing. Cool. The leak contract confirmed that FaZe was eligible to take 80% of any brand that the company brought in. They take 50% from everything else: stickers, tournaments, Twitch money, YouTube money, appearances, anything like that. They could take up to 50%. Not to mention, they were able to have first right of refusal for any brand deals that Tfue brings in. So let's say somebody contacts him and says, we want you to promote G Fuel, for instance. FaZe could turn around and say, you know what, we don't want to do that deal, and turn around and deny that, even without Tfue's knowledge. And they have done that, apparently. Then FaZe, the company, puts out a statement. And they say, we've offered Turner this, that, the third with these contracts, the $1 million a year, the 0%, X, Y, and Z. We've tried to mitigate this. We tried to negotiate, tried to make this as smooth as possible, but we didn't want this to happen. However, the parts of the contract that we kept seeing was an 80-20 split. Now, I forgot to mention this. FaZe did say, both in his video and in an interview with Drama Alert, that the most his contract with Tfue says is an 80-20 split. Cool. And that's all I kept seeing. 80-20 split. 80-20 split. 80-20 split. Where is that $1 million a year contract? Where is that we take 0% out of anything contract? If you, as FaZe, wanted people on your side on this, and this is what you guys were doing, were offering, why wouldn't you show us those contracts? Show us the $1 million a year contract. Show us the 0% split contract. If you want us on your side, that's what you got to do. That's what I was expecting you to do, and you didn't. And that's not even the worst part of this contract. There's a termination clause in there too. The termination clause says, if the gamer is released from his contract, and basically if FaZe fires him, he would be ineligible to play video games in public, which means streaming, tournaments, anything like that, for 6 months. That means for 6 months, he would not be able to stream. He would not be able to compete in tournaments. He would not be able to put videos on YouTube. Any kind of public format where people can see it, and essentially him making money, he would not be allowed to do if he got let go of his FaZe contract, or if he got fired from his FaZe contract. That is the most sadistic, evil, disgusting clause I have ever seen on a contract. And I put this out on Twitter even before I heard that part. Sports contracts for first year or rookies or anything sucks. We could look at any sport and see that. The NFL, their rookie contracts suck unless you're a first round pick. The NBA, rookie contracts suck. Baseball, not as much because baseball's fully guaranteed, but their rookie contracts compared to the veteran ones suck. It's just the way sports is, because you're taking a massive risk with a first year person or a first year player. And I defended FaZe for that. I was like, cool, first year contracts are always trash. You tried to renegotiate. Awesome. Then I see these clauses and I see splits that really just don't make sense. How I can understand taking 50% from appearances. I can understand that one. I can understand taking a percentage of tournament winnings because FaZe is a big team. I could understand if you want to take 10%, 20%. Why on earth do you think FaZe deserves 50%? And that means you're getting, what, 50% from all your players? That's a lot of freaking money. I can't understand why you're trying to take money from his media accounts, his Twitch, his YouTube. I can't understand that. I get he has a thumbnail maker. I get he probably has someone who does like the analytics and the SEO parts and basically who does the back end of YouTube. I can understand that. Why are you taking 50% from that? I say take 10, 20. You'd be fine with it. I couldn't understand any of these splits, and I dang sure cannot understand this whole clause about if we let you go, you can't play video games for 6 months. And in the macro, 6 months sounds like nothing. Okay, cool. He can't play games for 6 months, and then he comes back and he becomes Tfue again. It's not that simple when it comes to the internet. If you are not constantly putting out content for people, once a week even is a push. If you are not putting out content for people, in 6 months you are completely forgotten about. Trust me, I have went 6 months, I have went a year without putting out content, and it did not end well for me. I have basically had to start all over. So, to FaZe, to Tfue, I don't know what this situation is going to look like. I don't know how or if it's going to get resolved. Tfue did stream last night. As of me recording this, it was his first stream back. Maybe things are getting solved in the back end. I don't know. But I will be keeping track of this story. Anyways, guys, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for listening. I will be putting out video versions of this podcast on my Facebook account, on Instagram, at Downloadable Gaming. So be sure to check that out. If you want to see the full video of this podcast, now that IGTV has allowed us to put landscape videos, I will be putting the podcast out there as well. With that said, I will see you guys next time.